Good morning, Program Director here in Milford, Connecticut at the Senior Center. We have a rainy day today. Just in a moment, doing some yoga and relaxing and stretching and getting your week off to a wonderful start with D. Remember to make sure that your area that you're doing your yoga in at home is free from any obstacles that you could trip over or bump into. Stay hydrated. And if you have any questions about what you should or shouldn't do, make sure to talk to your physician. Have a wonderful day.
Have fun, Dee. Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, yogis. Welcome, of course, to the Milford Senior Center. Reasons. And some of those reasons are, and maybe just personal inquiry. And all you need is a simple, regular yoga practice to accomplish what your goals are. And so let's begin today's class. Coming to sit comfortably, your alignment, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, resting the hands on your legs. Are you feeling cool or warm? Are your muscles and joints tight or open and relaxed? Begin to check the quality of your breathing. Check the quality of your breath. Or deep and smooth. Just notice. Just setting the tone for your mind and your body. Welcome this morning's. Opening your eyes and lifting your gaze. So very simple exercises this morning. I want you to start with some eye exercises. And so we're not moving our head, we're just keeping the head steady. And we're opening our eyes wide. And you're just going to sweep your gaze upward and sweep it down. Looking up, eyes wide, and down. And up. To the left, remember, don't move your head. To the right, left, right, left, right, left. Come back to center. Now diagonally, look up to one corner, down to the opposite corner. Look up, look down, look up, look down, up, down, up, down. Eyes wide, gently close. Lifting your hands, rub your palms together rapidly. Rapidly. Let's create some heat. Rapid, rapid, rapid. Press, create that heat, and cupping your hands, cover your eyes, drawing in that heat, drawing in energy. Lower your hands onto your lap. Go do a little scalp exercise. Very simple. I want you to take your fingers. I want you to just gently massage, squeezing. Now rub your fingers, run your fingers through your scalp. I want you to grip your hair. Actually get as much hair into your hands as you can. Draw them forward. Feel the skin of the scalp move forward and back and forward and back and forward and back and forward and back. Move your hands all the same way. Just gentle. It's fine. Lower the hands down. Lift the arms again, shake them out. And then I'm going to rotate so the palms are together. Spreading my fingers, I'm going to interlace my fingers. And then I'm going to slowly revolve the wrists and the arms. The hands come in and open. Reverse. Once more. Reverse. Open up, press them out to the side, and lower them down. Now remember, right wrist was on top of left. We're going to change. Left on top of right. Rotate the arms, palms together, fingers spread, interlace again. Just do as much as you can. If you can only bring the palms together, that's fine. If you can only cross the wrist, that's fine. But if you can start to roll the wrists in, and keeping the palms separated, not interlaced, and out. And in, and out. Release, press them out to the side, and lower them down. Shake out. Let's take a deep breath in, a nice little stretch. Reach up. I'm pressing my sit bones into the chair. I'm lengthening through my torso. Reaching up, feels good, 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 good. And lower the hands down. A little seated cat and cow. So I need to slide forward on the chair so that my spine can move forward and back. Hands are resting lightly on my knees. As I breathe in, I draw the elbows back. Notice I'm pressing my chest forward. Shoulders are down, chin slightly lifted. Don't overstretch the neck. And on the exhalation, I'm going to round. I'm going to hollow out the front of my body. Draw the navel in. Press my spine to the back of the chair, the back wall. Chin drops to the chest. Exaggerate that movement. Oh, maybe this is the first movement in your spine this morning. Exaggerate that movement. Feels so good, especially on a wet, damp day. So you might feel a little tighter on these days. And it might take you a little bit longer to warm up. And that's okay. We've got plenty of time, I think. Inhale as I come forward and exhale as I draw back. Try and squeeze my navel. Squeeze it in, squeeze it in. Press forward. Oh, shoulders back. Back to neutral. Gently circle the body. Testing the water, so to speak. Good. I might start to increase my range of motion because I'm feeling spacious and open. Come back to center. I'm going to adjust a minute. I'll take a breath in. Lift the shoulders up. Deep breath in. And exhale. So now I want to reverse. In the opposite direction. Starting with a small range of motion. And as I feel more open, spacious, motion will increase. Head comes into the movement. Back to that still spine. Breath in. And exhale out. So let's take a little twist this morning. Let's go off to this side first. Turning my body. Remember keeping the spine lifted. Shoulders spread. Spinning my torso. Upper torso. I'm going to release, come back to center. Inhale. On the exhalation, I'm going to twist to the other side. I'm holding the back seat of the chair with my back hand. Opposite hand comes to my opposite knee. And back to center. Now let's come into a little boat pose. So I'm going to remember, I'm not going to use the chair to support my spine, but I'm using the core of my body. I'm leaning back. Toes are elevating just slightly. Don't grip. Come back to a straight spine and ease forward. Just a little bit of a forward bend. Rise back up. Now we're going to go back to our twisting on the first side. But now I'm going to make it a little different. So my back arm, I'm going to extend it over my head, reaching up, and then I'm going to take a little lateral. The bones are firmly pressing down, weight evenly distributed through my feet, as well as the sit bones. And release. Very nice. Let's go to the other side. Same thing again, taking the twist. Back arm, lead with the palm, take the arm over your head. A little lateral stretch. Give the body plenty of time to let go. Get that maximum stretch and release. We're coming back into our boat pose. And then folding forward once more. This time I think I'll drop my chin to my chest. Rolling back up through the spine. A little different this time. So I'm going to extend one leg out to the side, knees straight, propping on my heel. Other leg is relaxed. I'm going to turn towards the bent leg. Hand comes opposite, hand comes to the thigh. Arm comes up over my head. Reach. Try not to drop the arm below. If the shoulder is bothering you, you can just place the hand on your heart and take another stretch. The idea is to try and extend that arm over your top of you. Get more of a stretch all the way from your hip through that rib cage. It's not just the arm, it's the torso. I'm going to come back up. Now, I might stretch away from the straight leg, or I will stretch away from the straight leg. And so that arm extends over my head, and I reach. Back to center, draw the legs together. Let's come back to our boat pose. Maybe you want to hold the backs of the thighs and actually lift the feet. Try that. And back into a little forward bend. So now that I'm warming up, I might feel that my rib cage is just hovering above the thighs. Chin rolls to the chest, releasing the neck and shoulders. Pressing my feet to the earth, pressing my hands on my knees, I roll my spine back up to a seated position. And I extend the other leg out to the side. Knee is straight, propping on the heel. Remember, I'm turning away from the straight leg first. Arm comes overhead or hand to your heart for that lateral stretch. Come back up. Now this time I'm going to stretch away from the straight leg. Hand comes onto the thigh. Extend the arm over the head, over that straight leg. Stretch away from that leg. Come back to center. Feet together. Ready for boat pose once more. That core working. Forward, fold. This time I'm going to drop my hands to the earth, like that feels comfortable. Chin to the chest. Pressing my feet to the earth, my hands to my thighs, roll up, back to a seated position. Now, if you happen to be working on your mat, same situation for the restricted side stretch. Leg out to the side. This time, instead of keeping the knee up, we rest on the outer thigh. We turn away from the straight leg, onto that leg. Go. Raise the arm up into the air. lateral stretch. Take that hand down. I'm stretching away from the straight leg. I'm going to point the toe, lift that arm. Now it's your choice. You can even come up onto the shin and just reach. Down on that supporting arm, keeping the torso lifted. If you have problems with your shoulders or your arms, stay seated on the mat and just extend your legs. Coming back to center, remember we're going into our boat pose. I'm going to clasp the backs of the thighs, feet are in the air, using my core. And then I'm going to come into the forward fold, easing in. So I might come just a little bit of a forward bend. Maybe the hands want to come onto the mat in front of me, and maybe the torso wants to fold forward and just enjoy that letting go. Slowly roll up. Now, we're going to come up onto all fours, hands and knees. So we'll all fours position. Up. And just flop your hips to one side. Rotate. Kind of like you're testing the waters. Just pushing my hips away. And my upper torso is just leaning to the opposite side. Notice where you're feeling that stretch. Come back to center. And let's go to the other side. Back to center. I'm going to extend the leg closer to back. I'm letting the toes rest on the mat. I'm pressing the heel back and down. Arms are keeping the chest lifted, long line from the heels to the crown of the head. Big stretch. Then I'm going to roll up and over the top of the toes as I come forward, just stretching the top of the foot. Chin a little bit. Roll over the toes, press the heel back. Roll over the toes, come forward. Roll over the toes back. Do it just a few times. That's going to loosen up those toes. Movement in the ankles, shins. And then I'm just going to come to stillness. Take that leg up into the air. Bend the knee. Lift the thigh. Make sure the headlight, the hip is pointing to the earth. And release. Very nice. If you decide that you would like to use your chair and you're going to remain standing, do the exact same thing. Hands supporting the upper bottom leg. And then extending the leg behind me. Toes are curled under. Remember, press the heel back and down. Long line, chest lifted, look forward. Go over the top of the foot. Point the toes. Roll over the toes again. Press the heel back and down. And forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. I'm going to step away from the chair a little bit. Now I can lift that leg up into the air. Bend the knee, pulse. Don't lift the knee high. Keep the shin, the thigh pointed to the earth, pulse. And release. Let's come into our child's pose. If you are on your knees, you're going to drop your hips to your heels, chest comes towards your thighs. Stack your forearms, rest your forehead on your hands. Using the chair, we just sit at the front edge of the chair. I come forward, remember, 1, 2, 3. Pressing my feet firmly to the earth, pressing my hands to my thighs, roll back up to sit. Come back to hands and knees, so if you're on the mat, all fours. If you happen to be using your chair, stand up, spread those fingers, turn around. Let's get into our downward facing dog, one of my favorite stretches in the morning. So I'm going to step, remember, arms distance away, keep going as far as you can, keeping the palms of your hands, the fingertips pressing down. Head is going to relax between the arms. I'm easing the knees, lifting my sit bones, pressing my chest to my thighs, take some long, deep breaths, straightening one leg and then the other. And hold it, press and breathe. Take some long, slow breaths. The longer and the deeper the breath, the longer and the stretch becomes deep and increases. Use your knees, walk forward if you're using the chair, come forward on your belly if you're using the mat. So you're lying on your belly if you are using your mat, you're standing using the chair. And this time, I'm going to take that chair and I'm going to turn it around so the high edge or the back edge of the chair is closer to my body. Little version of Shavasana. So again, if you're lying on your mat and you want your legs hip width apart, long spine, you can actually lie with your forearms stacked and your forehead on your hands. If you're standing, you just let your hands rest on your chair. So this version is to stretch upper back as well as the lower back. And so if you are on the mat, you're going to take the arm forward over your head. Now, it's going to be same, opposite arm and leg. So rather than leaning forward to take that leg back, you want to stretch here. So you're down the arm back alongside the ear, and then the leg comes back, keeping the alignment of shoulder over hip, not leaning forward. Nice stretch. Deep breath in. If you're on the mat, I'm not looking for you to raise your leg high. I'm looking for the length. And release. We're going to do the exact same thing, opposite leg and arm. Remember, we're not leaning forward. Get that arm back, side your ear, slide that leg back, top of the foot on the mat, lengthening from toes to fingertips through the spine. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Nice. Now you're going to back into your child's pose. So you're going to sit at the front edge of your chair and bow forward. 1, 2, 3. If you are on the mat, toes together, knees wide, sink your hips towards your heels, slide your forehead towards the mat, stack your forearms, rest your forehead on your hands, coming into child. Straightening the arms over my head for extended child's pose, propping myself on my fingertips. I'm going to walk both of my arms over towards the camera, towards you. My head is centered between my hands. And then with the back hand, I'm going to reach across and let that palm rest on top of the other hand. So I'm creating a wonderful curve in my spine. Wonderful stretch. Let's go to the other side. So again, Centering my head and shoulders between my hands, propping on my fingertips. I'm going to walk away from the camera, my hips sinking, dropping down, reaching across, resting the palms on top of the back hand, creating again a nice curve through my torso. Coming back to center, bringing my knees a little closer, my feet apart. Let's come back into our downward dog. Remember, from the mat, move your hips back first, curl your toes under, push with your hands, roll those shoulders open, start to lift the hips, drop the head, knees can be soft, chest to thighs. Long breathing, long slow breath. Look to your hands, ease your knees, walk to your hands. You can come into chair pose if you wish, a little modified. Straighten your legs, and we're standing. Come to Tadasana, right up to the top of the mat. Finding your alignment and your posture. So we're going to lift the arms just below shoulder height. Relax the shoulders, keep the chest lifted. And we're going to float the arms over to the side, taking a little bit of a twist. Yay! Come back to center. Let's go to the other side. And center. Relax the arms to your sides. We're going to ease into a lateral stretch. Raising one arm, the opposite arm is going to slide down the leg. Squeezing my inner thighs together. And release. Let's go to the opposite side. Keep that hand alongside the leg. And then arms up. Press your hips over to the side. Squeeze your inner thighs. And release. Very nice. Let's work the shoulders a little bit. So I'm going to ask you to float the right arm up, maybe your left, facing me. Bring it across. Palm to the elbow. Maneuvering. Now, reach up, same arm, bend the elbow, catch yourself on the center of your back, reach across, stretch it. And release. Let's lift that arm, float the hand to the opposite shoulder. Don't drop the elbow, keep it elevated. Take the palm of your free hand. Take that arm over your head, pat it back, stretch. And release. Arms down. Good. Let's step the feet a little wider than hip width apart. Ease your knees. Sway hips side to side, just loosening up. Reverse the direction. Back to center. Sweep the arms around and over your head. Reach up, deep breath in. Palms together, interlace, reverse. Ease your knees, look up, circle. Not just the arms and the shoulders, but the torso. Get some movement. Reverse. And release. We're going to come into a wide-legged standing position. Right? Open your legs into a wide-legged position. We're going to turn the toes out and the heels inward. And then we're going to come into tempo pose. And so I'm going to begin to bend the knees. Inner thighs are moving back. Resting the hands lightly on the thighs. I'm going to turn. Now, when I twist, I'm keeping my legs and my pelvis steady, and I'm just twisting the upper body. Turn to one side, center, turn to the other side. Good. Upper torso, legs, pelvis, stable. Straighten the legs, toes forward, heels wide for standing wide-legged forward bend. And so hands start on my hips, elbows back, chest lifted. Inhale the breath. On the exhalation, begin to come forward. Nice. I can hold thigh area, drawing my chest maybe a little closer. I can reach to my calf area, taking the torso forward, or I can come all the way down to the ankles or even the floor and draw your chest forward, press your legs strongly down, draw your navel in, relax your chin to your chest. To release, I'm going to ease my knees, bring my hands to my thighs, press my legs strongly down, and rise up. Heel and toe my feet together. Coming back to Tadasana, aligning from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Take some resting breaths. Breath in and out, resting breath. So coming back, mountain into active mountain. Deep breath in. I'm going to step my right leg behind me. The right leg is going to come back behind me. And I'm going to remain facing forward. So I'm not turning this right foot out. Toes are pointing slightly on an angle to the top of the mat. Headlights of your hips are looking forward. Taking a little back bend, palms of the hands to the low back, elbows drawn together, firming the pelvic area, firming the legs, opening my heart skyward, taking some long, deep breaths. A little bit of a back bending. And release. We're just going to change sides. So I'm just stepping that back foot forward. Opposite leg comes back. I'm just going to change sides so you can see a little better. Opposite leg back. Remember, toes forward. Headlights, hips forward. Palms to your low back. Pressing into the pelvic area. Lifting the chest skyward. Legs actively pressing down. Deep breath in and out. Be sure you don't drop your front hip down and let your back hip hike up. You want to keep your hips level. With your hands on your low back, you can feel if the hips begin to shake. Deep breath in and out. Very nice. Step your feet together. Little standing yoga mudra. Breath in. Feel the resistance as you press the hands behind you. Palms together, interlace fingers, press the palms together if it's comfortable for you today. If that's not comfortable and your shoulders and your arms don't like that, keep them separated so palms are facing away. We're going to take a deep breath in, lift shoulder blades together, opening your heart and your chest, and then easing my knees as I come forward. So notice I'm trying to raise the arms as I lower the torso. This might be where you want to be today. That's perfectly fine. Maybe you want to go a little deeper today, and that's fine. Or maybe you want the arms to come up and the torso to go down. Let the arms release, little ragdoll arms. Move the shoulders, move the head. And roll back up. And we'll press down to rise up. Back to stand. Nice work. So from here, we're going to come into, pardon me, a little warrior two today. So I'm going to ask you to stand in Tadasana. Raise the arms out to the side with style. We're creating some style with this. Bending the elbows, fingertips touch. As I open the arms, I extend the legs nice and wide. So I'm going to my right, first of all. I'm turning my right leg out, 90 degrees. Back heel slides to the back of the mat. Arms and shoulders are level. Ease that front knee. Keep the torso elevated. Gaze strongly down the length of that arm. Straightening the legs. Shifting the hips now to come into triangle. Reach, 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 reach. And just change the position of the arms. You don't have to get to the earth. This is fine. Rise back up. Reverse. Back into your warrior two. Remember, I'm not leaning forward. I'm staying vertical. Coming into humble warrior. So this time, hands behind me. I can interlace, press the palms together, and bow humbly over that front leg. Or I can just keep the hands separated and gaze over that leg. Concentrate on staying stable and breathing easily. Rising back up, toes forward, heel and toe the feet together, back to Tadasana. Take a few resting breaths. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're going to go to the opposite side. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, fingertips touch. Inhale, open the legs wide, open the arms. 90-degree turn out. That knee into that back heel. That's going to anchor your torso. Keep the torso lifted. You're a proud warrior. Gaze strongly down the length of your arm. Straighten the legs. We're going to transition to triangle. So remember, upper torso comes forward. I've got this arm on a shelf, and I'm just keeping that shoulder lifted. And then, without dropping the torso, I just windmill the arm. Triangle. Rising up, I'm going to reverse. Coming back up, softening that knee. Now, humbly, I bring the hands behind me. Maybe I'll interlace, maybe not. Lifting the torso, just peeking over the edge, humbly looking, or humbly bowing. Slowly rise up. Toes forward, heel and toe your feet together. Back to mountain, building from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Resting breath. Allow the mind and the body to absorb and observe sensations, feelings. So So we're going to come back to either sitting on the mat Sukhasana. Legs are extended. Now I'm going to invite you to cross right knee over left knee. Full hero pose. I'm going to bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, open the palms of the hands, and rest them on the top knee. Torso lifted. I'm going to ease forward. Go forward. Slowly release. Uncross the legs. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, perhaps you're on the mat. And if you are on the mat, start with your legs straight, crossing opposite knee. Now, you might want to keep the bottom leg straight. That's fine if you're on the mat. But some of you like to bend that knee as well. So as you bend that knee, your feet are alongside your hips. You're stacking knee upon knee, palms together, interlace fingers, open the palms, rest the palms of the hands on the top knee, and ease the body forward. That's a very intensive stretch in your hip, sides of your hips. So come comfortably forward, or resting again, forehead on knees. And slowly sit back up. Uncross your legs, shake out. Now we're going to open into wide-legged seated position. But first of all, come into your cobbler's pose if you're on the mat. Soles of the feet together. Okay? From here, hands are behind you. Stretch one leg out to the side, stretch the other leg out to the side. Push down to lift your hips. Sit down a little more. That intensifies the stretch in the groin area. If it's too much, bring your legs closer together. I'm going to turn to face one leg, planting my hands on the mat, and then easing over that leg. And so because I am turning to my right, I'm going to use my hands so that I can draw my left side, my left rib forward, and my right ribs back to keep the body evenly stretching over that leg. Press your legs firmly down, rise up, going to the opposite side, hands on either side of the thigh. Remember, use your hands. So I'm dragging, like I'm dragging my front hand down, so that I can feel my ribs on this side, right side coming forward, supporting back hand to the mat to allow the back side of my ribs, or the left side of my ribs, to draw back, so that I can evenly stretch over that leg. And slowly come up. Hands on your legs, draw them together. Very nice. Now I'm going to invite you to lie down on your back. So you can come onto your backs. Lifting your feet, hold the backs of your thighs, rock from side to side. Remember, if you're sitting in your chair, bring your chest down towards your thighs and rock your upper body side to side. Inviting a little happy baby, opening the knees, flexing the feet, reaching to the outer edge of the feet. Maybe you can hold the ankles, maybe just the calves. Draw those thighs down towards the armpits. Keep working to draw your tailbone to the earth. And we're happy, so we're rocking from side to side. Now, if you happen to be sitting in the chair, it's preferable to just do one leg at a time. So I just lift that leg, bring the shin part level with the knee. Again, you can hold shin or ankle, bring it towards my armpit, one leg at a time. Same thing with the other, lift it up. Maybe this is as far as you can go. Maybe a little higher. Maybe you can hold the little toe side of the foot. Draw that knee in towards your armpit. And release. Let's take an easy twist. So come up to sit if you're on the mat. Sukhasa, remember, ankles crossed in the chair. We don't cross the ankles. And we're going to ease the hips to the right. Slide the knees to the left. And I'm going to invite both arms to come across the belly and float to the opposite side. Arms and torso are going opposite direction of your knees. Let your head follow your arms. Relax. Release. Center. To the left, knees to the right. Remember, arms float across, away from the legs. Head follows the hands. And back to center. Up, together. Sliding slightly forward on the chair, or everyone bring your hands behind you, crossing your hands slightly behind your hips. Take a breath in, lift your chest and your heart skyward, lift your chin, and ease the body forward. Let down. Ease forward. When you can't go any farther, chin rolls to your chest. Hands can come forward at this point, maybe resting on your knees, shins, or maybe even the earth. Roll back up. Let's see how far we've come this morning. And so let's just take one circle. Notice how free and open and spacious. Then circle to the other direction. Come back to center, close your eyes. Prepare for Shavasana. And so if you're staying seated, slide to the back edge of your chair, keep your feet planted on the mat. You might feel that you're going to cool down, so you can cover your body with a sweater or even a blanket. On the mat, you're going to lie straight out. Shavasana should be at least 5 minutes or longer. Shavasana should be 5 minutes or longer. So allowing the mind to just create a sense of peace, feel like your body's a sponge, absorbing every bit of each asana that we performed today, connecting with your breath, and letting go. But staying in the pose as long as you wish. And when you're ready to come out, you take your time, you move your fingers, you move your pose. Roll your legs side to side. Inhale the arms over the torso. Fun. And if you're on the mat, you just take your time, roll into your side, stay in that little fetal position, and then support yourself with your hands. And hands to your heart center. Bow to your inner light. Namaste. Thank you, my lovely seniors, for joining me this morning. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy that day. Stay well. And if you want to create a sense of stability and let go of the anger that may be leading you, begin to harbor a feeling of good. See you next time.